This is coming from Hutt Park in Wellington. That, of course, will be presented by Rob Wilkinson. Wellington duo Spinning Wheel are currently touring the South Island. There's been a lot of interest in their music, and that's largely because of the instruments they play, which are very unusual. Spinning Wheel are Karen Hunter and Leraine Horstmanshoff. No, Horstmanshoff. I think I got it right that time, but I'll be able to check that right now because here are Karen and Leraine. Leraine, what is the correct pronunciation of your surname?
Just almost got it. Horstmanshoff.
Horstmanshoff. I did work on that this afternoon, though it's obviously not remotely obvious. Well, welcome to the program. Tell me, how did Spinning Wheel, your duo, actually come about?
Oh, well, we met up at the Java Jive in Auckland, jamming together on stage, and we just sort of took it from there, jamming, and then we decided at one point we'd start rehearsing and form something that was more organised, which is what we've done. So for the last 9 months, we've been based up in Wellington and playing around up there, touring out into places like Palmerston North and Wanganui.
So what sort of music do you actually perform? How do you describe your music?
Oh, I'd say it's contemporary acoustic glam funk. No,
Definitely.
It's a pretty much original.
It's original music. It's kind of contemporary acoustic funk, really.
Now, I said in my opening comments there's been a lot of interest in your music, largely, I think, because of the instruments that you use. Tell us about the instruments that you'll be using tonight.
Sure.
Oh.
Do you want to start with this one?
Oh, yeah. Makes it rain, so it should start raining soon.
So what exactly is that? What's the origin of it?
It comes from Mexico. It's a Mexican rain stick.
It's a rain stick. So was that actually used to bring on rain? What's the origin of it? What's its use?
I have a feeling it was. I don't actually know, but it's pretty dry in Mexico, so I'm sure they used it for that purpose.
And it's got a skewer, a spiral of skewers going right the way down it, with shells that fall through it, which gives it that sound of shells falling through the skewers.
Oh, so that's the sound you can actually hear. It's the shells falling through it.
Again?
Why not? Let's hear it again. Now, what about the drum that you've got in front of you, Leraine? What's the origin of that?
Oh, well, the drum. I guess the drum originally comes from Africa, but it's this is a conga drum. We're waiting for our majimbi drum, which is an African drum being made for us at the moment in Tasmania. And for the meantime, we just have our bass conga here.
Now, I understand you've also got a bamboo saxophone. Where did that originate in?
That originates from Indonesia. It's a copy of an old Indonesian instrument, which I found in Amsterdam.
I'm not going to ask how it managed to make its way from Indonesia to Amsterdam. You've got that here with you. Can you demonstrate just how that sounds as well?
Well.
So that actually is quite like the sound of a more modern conventional saxophone. How does it differ to play?
Well, it's wood and it has holes in it. Yeah, it's just it's got a reed in it. It's kind of the same technique as a regular sax, except obviously the fingering will be quite different. All right, you're on a South Island tour at the moment. Where will you be performing over the next couple of days?
We're playing tonight at the Loft in the Coachman pub here in Christchurch, and on Sunday night we're playing at Warner's bar in this McCarthy's Saloon bar. After that, we're going back up to Wellington for a couple of weeks, but on the 1st of March, we're playing at the Orientation at Canterbury University for the Women's Festival, and I think in the afternoon as well. So we'll be back on March the 1st.
So if people miss you over the next few days, they'll have an opportunity then. All right, well, for those people who are sitting at home and are intrigued by the instruments, we'd be letting them down if we didn't ask you, Spinning Wheel, to perhaps give us a performance now of the sort of thing that people can expect if they come along to your performances.
Okay, sure. This is a new song. We just sort of sorted it out so we could do it here in the studio without the guitar, and it's called Melts.
Watch the smile spread across your face.
watching from a distance. I don't want to get too close to the rhythm and cool. I don't want to blow it. I like watching from a distance. I don't want to get too close to the level and cool. Don't want to blow it. Watch me melting, I'm falling for you. Watch me melting. Watch me melting, I'm falling for you. Watch me melting. From a distance, you look so tasty and sweet. I like the distance, it keeps me on my toes. And while I'm melting here, nobody knows that deep inside me, this feeling grows. So you keep your cool and I'll keep mine. We'll shake hands in the flesh and make love in my mind. This feeling's won't last, you don't have to worry. I ain't in no rush, there ain't no hurry. Ooh, watch me melting.
Oh, did I ever tell you about my great uncle?
No?
Well, he was at that big event.
What? What uncle? He was at the big signing up at the Waitangi.
True, only he got himself in a bit of trouble.